back at our council meeting. Next on the agenda is the ESD payment discussed at our last meeting. Unless someone has additional questions, I am looking for a motion to move this forward.
I'll make a motion to move this forward.
Second.
And that is payment of check number
6322.
Correct.
63322.
Yep.
3322.
Yes. 63322. Okay, we got a motion first and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, it's 5-2. Motion carries. Okay, is there any, that finishes the current business? Is there any unfinished business?
Couple for Robin. The one-way streets.
I reached out to him today, actually, and he sent it back, and don't quote me, but it's the end of May. I think the 27th that week. There's 4 nights that they're going to close, and they're going to do it overnights. And they'll do the striping on the roundabout and those 2 streets.
Okay, and what's the update on the sewer? Emergency sewer?
Sewer is complete. We are going to have to do some lining in there. It was a 12-inch pipe, not a 15-inch pipe, so all of our mapping is incorrect. They dug it up, replaced roughly 20 feet of pipe, which is where the collapsed liner was. And when they went to do the connections, the downstream end sealed correctly. The upstream end still has some infiltration. So we cambered it. It looks good, but there is some infiltration. So when we have the lining company come out this year, we're going to have them do that section as well.
Was the old concrete pipe, or was it PVC also?
No, it was concrete with the liner,
Okay, and then the new is PVC.
and the newest PVC.
Does that liner stick to that good too?
Yeah, they said they can line that, and the transition between the PVC and the existing liner, they can do that.
Okay.
I have a question for you if you're all done. Back in December, Councilmember Lawless had asked about the light at 14th. If we could look at the timer or maybe change it to be censored. Did you have any updates on that?
I know that we looked at it, but I don't remember, but I can get you an answer for
That would
next
be
time.
great, thank you. And then I had one more for you. When did Public Works go out and spray for weeds yet?
They are currently.
They're currently doing it. Do they do it in like a phased map of sorts? Do they just kind of go where it's easy access?
Nope, they have it in, so they did all the east-west,
Okay.
north of Main Street, and then they did east-west, south of Main Street, and now they're doing the north-south. So, yeah,
Okay, typically, how long does it take them to get the whole city sprayed?
it really depends.
Okay.
It depends on wind
Okay.
and just other jobs that are going on. So I have a handful of guys that have their spray licenses, so there's only a few guys that can actually get out there. And the problem is that they also have, other,
Right.
they're
I
my
just had some
leads.
people asking about that median on 14th between the ballparks at the junior high and the empty lot across the street. There's quite a bit of weeds growing in the medium there in the roadway
Okay,
where it's like yellow, striped off. And so some people had mentioned it to me. I said I would ask about when spraying started, how long it would go, because I knew we were either already doing it or.
We are,
So I just thought I'd get a little more information for them.
Along with that, Gemstone from the 1100 block to the 1400 block.
Yes, that area.
For a well-traveled roadway, I'm surprised at the number of weeds that are still in the traveled surface. If someone could,
okay, yeah,
Like in the road
Just
on Gemstone.
looks like it's a roadway that's not well-traveled, but it is.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that heavily weeded this time of year if management hadn't been done already.
And it seems to be that area for some reason, because it's like Cypress, 11th, Capstone, all of Gemstone. And it's really odd. It's like in the road.
It's in the cracks, just in the cracks, I think is where I've seen it, where the pavement separation. And
Okay.
I think.
And we'll make sure that's on our crack
ceiling-
seal.
Yes, when
program
crack
too.
sealing happens here later, that, a lot of that will be addressed also.
Thank you.
Okay, any other unfinished business? We'll go on to new business.
I got one item. I have gotten a fair number of complaints that have been passed on to me and have witnessed a fair amount of questionable use of electric bikes. And with that in mind, I would like to recommend to the city consideration for doing a safety study on electric bikes with the potential of recommendations to be acted on by the city.
Okay, this is something I'm probably going to forward to the police department because it would be a matter of enforcement.
Public safety, yeah.
Public safety, to take a
traffic
look at it.
safety grant.
And then we will have them present back at a future meeting here with possible solutions, situations, or whatever direction that we need to go on that.
We also include not just electric bikes, but like those, whatever those one-wheel things are. There
Oh, the
seems,
tire.
whatever they're,
Scooters
well,
Like an
there's
electric
electric
tire
scooters too,
almost
but yeah, it's like
stand
one
on. Right.
tire. It's kind of like a hoverboard, but only one tire. But they go really fast on those.
I got a mini
I do
bike in my
see-
neighborhood.
I do see a handful of them, they'll drive in the roadway. They operate it more like a vehicle than they do on the sidewalk like a bike for that one. I've seen 2 or 3 of them, and they usually operate them in the roadway.
But it's not just the roadway. I had a complaint from a constituent that they were at the playground at Lions
Yeah,
Park. and
the
they
park's usage is
come
scary.
whipping by, and
Park girls.
they said if a kid would have stepped out there, it would have been disaster.
Now they've been driving on the high school track too.
Really.
Skate park, I've seen them in there. I'm sure that the study will have lots of recommendations and positions. It's pretty
I imagine we're not
invasive.
the only city
I'm
that's
pretty sure we're
experiencing that.
not.
I would
are-
like to see what Spokane though maybe does with their ordinance on this, because they have those Lime scooters set up as a mode of transportation. And I do know that when you use them near certain areas, I mean, this is obviously because they control the Lime scooters and the way that they're set up, it's a company, but when you get close to like a park or like a convention center, it automatically will slow down that device. So I don't know how they do it or what, but maybe we could, as a reference, look at what they do for them. But I think it's pretty cool
They
that
have like maps
Some Elon
loaded
Musk
in
stuff
there.
there.
Yeah, and it's programmed all by
It's all in the
maps,
bike.
but if
It's
you
all
get
in
into
the
a certain range,
program.
it slows you down to like 3
Ghost of the
miles.
machine.
Like, it just,
When I was in DC riding those Lime
Stops you.
scooters, it actually, there's places it won't let you go, and you get into that area and it'll just turn off.
And that's a company that's to do with that particular.
That has a lot to
talking,
do with the company though, and having
Yeah.
those GPSs outfitted in those, scooters. So the average private citizen isn't going to have that capability.
Right.
They're not going to be controlled by, some sort of company. They're just
Right.
going to be purchasing their scooter or
and maybe I was thinking a little bit more long-term, if we're gonna put something in the ordinance, at some point, maybe a company like that would come along. So if we're gonna put something in the ordinance, maybe we'll look at it all at once and say that if a company or if something like this is ever available in Othello, if we're able to get something like that here, maybe we make it all one big thing.
One thing to consider too is with those scooters, that's something that's completely different than like a electronic bike or the motor-driven cycles, the different classifications that the RCWs have. Like the scooter and the bike, they're 2 different things.
Okay.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
But it's definitely something I think it's worth looking into.
I also have an item for new business.
Okay.
So I know we budgeted funds when the budget went through last year for the building for Hands and Paws. And so I was just hoping to get an update on where we are in that whole process for our animal shelter for Hands and Paws.
Yep. We got a binding site plan, so we had a survey done. Binding site plan came back, so I have sent that to Ann, and she's out this week, so I don't know how that works, being city property that we're trying to do in the city. It's not the standard procedure. So we're working through that, but the contract should go out later this week or early next week with the approval on June 8th is when that would be approved. So then groundbreaking would happen the end of June for all the infrastructure. And once we get that bid in, we know what the budget is for the buildings.
I need the council's help and support. We have beautiful tennis courts now, 2 tennis courts and 4 pickleball courts. They were all resurfaced, great facility, no lights on them. And we live in the desert and have 90, 100-degree days playing that tennis and pickleball in the evening, I think is important for our youth. The other day, there was pitch black, and they were playing in the far east ones, trying to use the lights from the basketball courts to play. And I just personally find it unacceptable that we don't light up a facility like that. And apparently, I don't know how, the lights are there, they're wired, I mean, they worked before, it supposedly cost $22,000 to get them fixed to light up. So obviously it wasn't budgeted. I don't know if somebody can help me how we can find $22,000 to light these things up, but I would sure like to see that facility lit up for this summer.
Did we use all of our REIT techs?
Yeah, I can look. We did go out and get an estimate with Farmers Electric on this to do this job, but like I said, it just now, where do we pay for it from and which part of the budget? So that will be council discussion where we want to do that with Spencer finding the money for us.
This is kind of a zinger, but it's ironic that we don't have lights there and the security lights in the concession stand in the middle of the ball fields have been 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the last 2 years. So it's another opportunity there. Got some work to do, Aaron.
Okay. Any other new business? Okay, with that, council will also receive the planning commission minutes of the last meeting, and you will also receive the public works report. With that, the meeting is adjourned.
I know that we have.
Hey, Robin, a quick question for you.